500 American service members were killed before President Barack Obama pulled the last troops out of Iraq.
War. It's the most destructive thing humans have ever created. It tears families apart, destroys cities, and leaves nations broken. But behind the smoke and chaos, behind every explosion and every battlefield, there's something even darker. People getting rich from it. While soldiers bleed and civilians lose everything, some billionaires watch their bank accounts grow. This is the untold story of the billionaires who profit from war. The ones who see conflict not as tragedy, but as business. War isn't just fought with guns and bombs. It's fueled by contracts, deals, and massive industries that run behind the scenes. Every bullet, every missile, every tank is bought from somewhere, and those somewheres belong to the richest men and corporations in the world. When a war begins, defense companies see their stock prices soar. The more governments fear conflict, the more they spend on defense. It's a simple formula. Fear equals profit. And no one knows this better than the defense billionaires. At the top of the list is Lockheed Martin, one of the biggest weapons manufacturers on Earth. They make fighter jets, missiles, and advanced military software. When wars erupt, their orders skyrocket. In 2022, during the Russia-Ukraine conflict, Lockheed Martin's stock value shot up by billions. The CEO proudly announced that global instability creates demand. Imagine that. Instability is an opportunity. The F-35 fighter jet alone earns the company more than $60 billion. Every bomb dropped is another payment collected. Every destroyed city means another contract signed. But it's not just about companies. It's about the billionaires who own them. People who never step on a battlefield, yet influence decisions that shape global conflicts. Some of them donate heavily to politicians, making sure military budgets keep growing. They fund think tanks that promote national security concerns, pushing leaders to invest more in weapons. Behind every patriotic decision, there's often a businessman smiling quietly. Even the tech billionaires have entered the game. Elon Musk's company, SpaceX, didn't start as a defense business, but today its Starlink satellites are used by militaries around the world. Ukraine used them during the war for communication and drone operations. Musk publicly said, "Starlink is not meant to be involved in wars," but he also accepted defense contracts worth hundreds of millions. It's a perfect example of how modern wars don't just need guns. They need technology, data, and control over the skies. Few people know that Amazon isn't just about delivering packages. The US military and intelligence agencies rely heavily on Amazon Web Services, also known as AWS, for data storage and communication. In 2021, Amazon signed a contract worth $10 billion with the Pentagon. That means even when soldiers are in combat zones, their data might be running through Jeff Bezos' servers. While you see war on the news, he sees numbers rising on a balance sheet. Raytheon Technologies is another giant that thrives in chaos. They make missiles like the Patriot and the Tomahawk. Every conflict in the Middle East or Eastern Europe increases their revenue. When asked about global instability, the CEO once said, "We're seeing opportunities." Opportunities, that's how they describe wars that kill thousands. Raytheon shareholders celebrated record profits during the Afghanistan and Iraq wars. While politicians spoke about freedom, billionaires quietly cashed in. Think about this for a second. Governments keep buying new weapons every year. It's like a subscription, except instead of streaming movies, they're streaming destruction. Every time a war ends, new threats are created. The war on terror ended, and suddenly new defense projects began in the name of cybersecurity and space defense. Billionaires invest early, knowing every new enemy means more contracts. It's not about peace, it's about keeping the money flowing. Here's what most people never realize. Some of the biggest media networks are owned or funded by corporations connected to defense industries. When you turn on the news and see constant fear, new threats, new enemies, it's not always by accident. Fear sells weapons. The more anxious the public feels, the easier it becomes for governments to approve billion-dollar defense budgets. In the end, war isn't just fought with bombs. It's sold with headlines. There's another layer that's even more hidden: private military companies. These are groups of armed professionals hired by billionaires and governments to fight wars privately. Names like Blackwater, now called Academy, became famous during the Iraq War. Their founders made fortunes running private armies, getting paid millions per mission. These companies blur the line between business and war, between killing and profit. And this isn't new. During World War II, American companies like Ford and General Motors made money selling parts even to both sides at different times. In Vietnam, defense contractors got richer while soldiers died in jungles. As one U.S. senator once said, "War is the health of the state." But for some, it's more than health. It's wealth. The same patterns repeat, only the names change. You might wonder, how do these billionaires make sure wars keep happening? The answer is lobbying. Defense companies spend millions every year to influence politicians. They donate to campaigns, fund research that promotes military spending, and make sure their allies hold key government positions. In Washington, it's called the military-industrial complex. President Dwight Eisenhower warned about it decades ago. He said, "We must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence by the military-industrial complex." But no one listened. Today, that influence is stronger than ever. Here's the cruel truth. Peace isn't profitable. If all wars stopped tomorrow, trillions of dollars in defense contracts would vanish. Stock prices would fall. Investors would panic. So instead of ending wars, powerful interests make sure new ones begin. Maybe not always with guns. Sometimes with sanctions, cyber attacks, or political crises. Anything that keeps the fear alive keeps the money moving. Behind every billionaire's profit chart is a trail of suffering. Destroyed homes, lost children, broken lives. A single missile costs millions, but how much is a human life worth? While billionaires upgrade their yachts, children in war zones search for food and shelter. The people who suffer the most never see the money, and the people who make the most never see the suffering. That's the painful balance the modern world accepts, where human pain becomes someone else's profit. There are people who fight this system: whistleblowers, journalists, and peace activists. They expose the deals, the corruption, and the hidden interests. But they're often silenced, labeled unpatriotic, or ignored. The truth is uncomfortable. It reveals that war is not just about defense. It's a carefully managed business model. It's a product, and people are the raw materials. Until the world questions who truly benefits, this cycle will never end. So next time you hear about a new conflict, ask yourself, who is really winning? The soldier on the ground? The families losing everything? Or the billionaires watching from glass towers as their profits soar? As history repeats itself, one question remains: can there ever be true peace in a world where war makes people rich? And if peace doesn't pay, who will dare to buy it?